You really had to humble yourself and seek the face of God to keep that thing or that person from pulling you in a direction that you didn't need to go. Deception can be so strong that if you ain't careful, it will literally pull your mind into a place that your mind has no business being. But because you weren't as strong as you needed to be, you ended up getting deceived. Ecclesiastes 7:12. For wisdom is a defense. For wisdom is a what? Defense. As money is a what? How many have ever used money for a defense? Now you do it every week if you pay bills. You're using money for a defense. You're using money to stop something. Right? That's where most of us pay the electric bill. We're trying to stop them from what? Cutting it off. So we're using money as a what? A defense. But notice he said wisdom is a defense as money is a defense. But the excellence of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those who what? Wisdom gives life to those who what? Now the wisdom that the writer is speaking about is divine wisdom. Because there's worldly wisdom, there's the wisdom of man. But when he uses wisdom, he's talking about divine wisdom, a wisdom that comes from God or from above. It'll be life to you if you have it. So the question tonight is, do you have it? Do you have it? Are you walking in divine wisdom? If you are, it should be causing you to live. Okay, based upon that, let's again look at the subject tonight. Wisdom is a defense. When he says wisdom is a defense, he's saying wisdom is a source of protection. And we need protection from a whole lot of things. I said we need protection from a whole lot of things. We need protection from things that are seen. And then we need protection from things that are what? Unseen. We need protection from things that are known, and we need protection from things that are unknown, right? But we do need protection in this life. Now, the main thing that I have been speaking about is that wisdom is a source of protection from deception. If you are a wise person from a biblical standpoint, it says that the wisdom you have protects you from being deceived, from being duped. It protects you from someone saying something to you that causes you to err because you didn't know better. But when you have wisdom, wisdom serves as a protection, and it helps you from being deceived, right? And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be deceived. I don't want to be deceived. Matter of fact, I can take it a step further. I don't like being deceived. And I say it that way because in time past, I have been deceived. And once I found out that I was deceived, I didn't like the feeling that brought about, that somebody got over on me. But when you walk in divine wisdom, it is a source of protection that should serve as that which helps you not to be easily deceived. When you are a person that has divine wisdom, you just won't believe something just because several people are saying it. You won't believe that. You got too much wisdom just to go along with something because the majority of the people say it's this way. But when you have wisdom, the one thing you gonna do is that you want to know what the scripture says in reference to what these folk are saying is right. You're in your mind is, what does the word say about that? And if you know the word says something different, you don't care if 9 folk are saying it's this way. You don't mind standing all by yourself saying that ain't right. That ain't right. And you don't have no problem standing alone. Oh, Lord. That's what wisdom will do. Sometimes wisdom will put you at odds with people simply because you know what the word say. And you're not willing to go along with their mess. Number 2, it is a source of help. Wisdom is a source of help. When I say it's a defense tonight, I'm telling you it's a source of help, because deception can come in ways that is strong. I said there are forms of deception that's strong, that if you ain't in the place you need to be, man, you can be easily deceived. I don't care how long you've been in church. If you ain't in the place you need to be, you can easily be deceived. Right? How many have ever fought against a spirit of deception that was strong? What was pulling at your mind was strong. What was pulling at your emotion was strong. And you really had to pray. You really had to humble yourself and seek the face of God to keep that thing or that person from pulling you in a direction that you didn't need to go. Deception can be so strong that if you ain't careful, it will literally pull your mind into a place that your mind has no business being. But because you weren't as strong as you needed to be, you ended up getting deceived. And folk can set up in church for years and be deceived by some of the most foolish stuff you've ever heard of in your life. When you finally hear what deceived them, you like, what? You allow that to deceive you as much as you've been taught? Divine wisdom will keep you from going back to something that you know you have no business going back to. Just having divine wisdom will say to you, if I go back to that, eventually it's going to destroy me. It may make me laugh at the beginning, but in the end, I'm going to cry. And so wisdom will be that defense that will stop you from backsliding. I have so much wisdom to where there are just certain things that I'm not even going to mess with. I got enough wisdom to just leave that alone. I got too much. I don't care how you talking about is this, that, and other. I got too much wisdom to fool with that. I got too much wisdom to deal with certain people. Even if they call me and want to talk to me, I got enough wisdom not to call them back. I got that much wisdom to say, no, you are somebody that I don't need to talk to. I got that much wisdom. No way you gonna tell me you walking in divine wisdom, but then you back doing things that you have no business doing. You're proving to me that you're a foolish person. You back going to places that you know are wrong only because you're foolish. When you come to church and you're receiving knowledge and understanding on a weekly basis, you should grow in God. You should get to the point to where you can look at your own life and know I am maturing in the things of God. I'm growing. Things that would have got to me are not getting to me. I know I'm growing. You can't remain a child or a baby forever if you receive it. Hold on. Here's the problem. You have some folks set up in church for years. They look mature. They should be mature. But when you hear them talk, you know they're immature. So just being in church don't make you mature. I've been a Christian for 20 years. And what? That don't necessarily say you mature or immature. I need to hear you talk. And then I want to look at the choices that you make. Because that's what's going to determine whether you a babe or you grown. Look at Ephesians 4:14. That we should no longer be what? That we should no longer be what? That we should no longer be what? We start off as a babe. Everybody in God starts out as a babe. Even though you got some folk that ain't been saved but 6 months and acting like they ready to preach, they ready to teach, and they ready to go overseas and win the world, and ain't been saved but 6 months. As it is in the natural, so it is in the spiritual. I don't want my wife giving birth to nothing that's grown already. I'm running. I'm gone. If they hand me somebody, this your boy, and he got a full beard, no, that ain't right. Listen, it's going to be important to what I'm talking about. We all have to start as babes, which basically means we love the Lord, but we have not been taught. This is what educated folk have a problem when they're educated in the world, yet when they try to come to God, they don't know certain things, and that bothers them. But you coming in just like everybody else, needing to be taught. Are y'all with me? Tell your neighbor, that's everybody. Everybody. But again, the problem in the church is when you come as a babe, and year after year after year, there's no growth. Something is wrong with that.